So I wanted to get back on here because I realized that I forgot to mention some items that helped me while I was traveling, but I did put the links underneath the video that I initially posted about my backpacking trip to Europe and how I was able to stay on budget with that. But since I forgot, I just felt like it would be better if I were to actually show you guys versus just putting in a link, because you may or may not have even realized that I put links down there. But please know that the links will be on this video also of these particular items. So with that being said, for my first point, when I said my flight was free, yes, it was free, taken care of by my company. However, there are other ways that you can find and budget for a cheap flight, pretty much. So for one of the apps that I like to use is called Hopper. And then there's just so many websites out there. You can go to, gosh, I can't think of them right now, but I'll list them right here or over here, IDK, but it's there, okay? So if you book it, if you find a really, really cheap, inexpensive flight to a spot that you've been wanting to go to forever and a day, my recommendation is, if you have the funds, go ahead and book that mess. And then once you get closer, or even if you have the funds, then start looking at Airbnb options or hotels or hostels if you want to. And you can pay that like a month or at least a month before your trip takes place. So that's my recommendation when it comes to, also being able to find inexpensive flights. So as for the other items that I found very useful, I would like to say my European Sims card. So one of the chicas that I met out in Munich, Germany had recommended this to me. And I also had a friend that I went to ECU with that recommended it to me, but I just wasn't really too sure about the process of it. It just seemed like too much to process at that time, so I didn't ask any additional questions. But I was able to get this while I was in Munich, Germany. It was good for 5 gigabytes and it was only like $25 at the most. It lasted me throughout my, additional 2 weeks of being out there. And I asked them to install it for me. I was able to put my Verizon wireless chip in the back of my phone, like within the case, in between the phone and the case, so that I wouldn't lose it. And I actually had one of the chicas that I met. They collect every Sims card that they've ever collected when they would travel, and they keep it in the back of their case for memories, or just whatever. They also go back if they haven't used all that data. But yeah, it helps you from not getting charged the expensive international fees from your cell phone carrier. But yeah. The other thing that was helpful was this microfiber towel. I got it from Amazon, and they had like different sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. I ended up getting, I think this is large, but either way, the one that's 24 by 48 inches long. So this was, I had to get the green one because I love me some olive green, y'all. I love me some olive green. But it's a good size. And the good thing about the microfiber material is that it dries quickly. It dries your body. So as soon as you get out the shower, you are like able to just wipe this down and, go on about your business. And then you could hang it up. What I did sometimes, I just hung it up so that it could, just hang to dry, even though it dries so quickly, y'all. And sometimes when I just didn't have time for it to dry, I'll just pack it on up, put it in my little bag. And then once I got to my destination, just, unpack it, let it dry some more, even though most of the time it would already have been dried. But I just like, to have my stuff aired out if it ain't getting that much, I don't want it to be stinky. But anyway, so that's that. And then also so the reason I got the microfiber towel is because I was told that a lot of the hostels do not provide towels or washcloths. They do not provide washcloths, I'll tell you that much. But some of them did. provide towels, which I took advantage of those versus using my own towel. But most of the time, not most of the time, maybe like half of the time, there were hostels that didn't provide any towels. So this came in handy. Let's see. Or else you would have to, you know, go out to whatever store and find you a towel. And sometimes they would even sell towels to you, but it just, you know, having to pay that fee when you can just already have one on hand, Gucci bandana. So another one is the universal adapter. So all the stuff I got from Amazon, and I just found out about it from researching. Of course, they're not going to give you this when you check into the hostel or hotel or whatever. They're going to have you pay a fee if you want it, or go to the store and get it. So this one is pretty cool because it has, you can use it for Europe, or it has like the little initials on there. You can use it for Japan, US, which when you press that button, US, and that's good for Australia and Thailand, apparently. And then on the other side, you have options for the UK and Spain, and you just push that button again, and this little piece comes. Hold up. There we go. And there you go. You ready. And it also has, what I like about it, has the USB ports. And then on the other end, you can plug an additional extension or outlet, extension cord in there. So I ended up getting one of these, which is also from Amazon. It was so freaking handy because there were not a lot of outlets by my beds in the hostel. So I could just use this bad boy, plug this into the wall, and then just use this to, just get up in there, plug it on in, and we set. And I don't have 2 USBs, I got 5. But yeah, it was definitely helpful to have this bad boy. And then sometimes I didn't need this, I can just use the USB and be good. But yeah, what also helped me is having a long charger. I think this is like a 10-footer, because sometimes, like I said, the outlet be a little far away from where I needed to be. But most of the time they would have an outlet like by your bed. Like each bed had its own separate outlet, but there was probably, I think, 1 or 2 that I didn't. No, just one that I didn't. I had to like reach for that mess. But yeah, those were my extra recommendations. I just had to get that out there. It was like heavy on my conscience, y'all. I felt bad I didn't give you all the tips that I felt like would be helpful if you were to go backpacking through hostels. These are definitely good items to have, and not only just for hostels, for hotels too, and just for traveling in general. Wherever you go, don't feel the, I mean, of course, until you get to your destination, use, if you can use your international plan, use it. But once you get there, try to find you a freaking Sims card, and a reliable one. Don't try to just use any and every one. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to answer them to the best of my ability. If you want any more videos based on my trip, I don't mind it, but as far as, what I can think of sharing right now, that's really it. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys find these helpful. If you like what you hear, if you like what you heard, if you just like it in general, go ahead and like the video and subscribe and be ready for some more of moi. Aye.